Good morning. Welcome today to New York Buddhist Church's Sunday service, broadcast live from our Hondo, Worship Hall. We extend our greetings to all of our Sangham members and friends. We are happy that you are able to join today's service from home. Please listen attentively and respectfully and let New York Buddhist Church Hondo come to you as we chant together, as we chant with one voice. We will begin today's service with the Vandana and Tisarana, the vow of taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Following this, we will have the chanting of the Sutra JUSEIGE, or the three sacred vows, with Nembutsu and Ekoku merit transfer. Please join your hands together in Gassho when we chant O Nembutsu. You may also wish to offer incense during the chanting of Sutra. After Sutra, will come today's reading meditation number 5. Reverend Earl will then give the Gobunsho, Shonin Ichiryu no Sho, the teaching of Shinran Shonin, followed by today's Dharma message. To end service, we will sing Nembutsu together. Namu, AMIDA Butsu.
Namu AMIDA, Namu AMIDA, Namu AMIDA. Namu Meditation reading number 5. On the long journey of human life, faith is the best of companions. Faith is the best refreshment by the way, and the greatest reward at the end. Faith is the hand that receives the Dharma. Faith is the hand that receives the Prophet. Namu, AMIDA. I just wanted to clarify one thing behind in my reading, and I spoke to my MA about this, and the word faith. The word faith has been changed to entrusting. So on the long journey of human life, entrusting in the vow of the Buddha, entrusting in all the other rewards that we receive. However, in Jodo Shinshu, although everything is based upon tariki, the other power, the word faith does exist, however. And that faith is the faith that the Buddha has in each and every one of us. I will not become a Buddha unless I'm able to embrace all beings unconditionally. So this unconditional clause is an expression of faith from the Buddha side, to say that we're all okay. Shonin Ichiryu no gokanke no momuki wa shinji no motte honto serare soro. Sono yue wa moromoro no zogyo o nagesutete isshin ni midani kimi o sureba. 不可思議の願力として仏の肩より往生は事情せしめたもそのくらいを一年発起入賞上始終とも釈しその上の称名念仏如来我が往生を定めたまいし言法人の念仏と心べきなりあなかしこあなかしこChapter on the teaching of Shinran Shonin. Our founder, Shinran Shonin, taught or expressed that the essence of Jodo Shinshu is shinjing, true entrusting. The reason is that by abandoning all other practices and completely entrusting ourselves in Amida Buddha, our spiritual rebirth is assured, is guaranteed by the Buddha, Amida Buddha, so the incomprehensible, unconceivable, and most wondrous power of the primal vow. This is known as, in quotes, entering the ranks of the truly assured at the moment of entrusting. Therefore, all utterances of the Nembutsu should be understood only expressions of gratitude for the Buddha's assurance of our spiritual rebirth. With reverence, I remain. Namu, AMIDA. When I read this Gobunsho, it means a lot to me. However, it doesn't do justice to the Japanese. The element that it's trying to say here, shinjing, is that quite often too many people say that I need to have shinjing, I need to have shinjing. What is shinjing? Shinjing has been translated to true entrusting. And some individuals believe that, and I'm not contradicting them, that it's important to have shinjing, this true entrusting. Total reliance on Amida Buddha. And I've heard various teachers speak about this. And I think the one that I remember the most is the one that was given by Shigaraki Sensei when he visited Hawaii. And he said, I think the word shinjing has been overplayed. And I asked Sensei, why is that? Because when you look in the vows of Amida Buddha, or Bodhisattva Dhammakara, and if it's true that the 18 vows is the most important, all it says is, to reflect upon or call my name up to 10 times. In other words, it means that even to recite the Buddha's name, Namu AMIDA BUTSU, with deep gratitude, with a sense of awakening to who and what you are, that's all you need, up to 10 times, okay? So the word 10 times, again, is figurative. It could mean 1,000,000 times. It could mean whatever number you want. However, all Amida Buddha says is to call my name or reflect upon me with full heart, with gratitude, even once is enough. And even then, we have differences of opinions, because there's nothing in 18 vows that says you have to call Amida's name. The word nen means to reflect upon. It has two meanings. Again, to reflect upon or to call my name. But for whatever reason, Jodo Shinshu has chosen to use the word call my name or call the name. And again, if that is true, there's a separate kanji or Chinese character that's missing, Sho Nembutsu, which is a more technical term. So for me to reflect upon, or for that matter to call, it does make a difference. And I think why perhaps, Honen Shonin, who became the founder of Pure Land School in Japan, chose the means of nen to mean to call, was that he was greatly influenced by the great Chinese teacher Shantao or Shandao. And because Shinran was also his student, Shinran did also say it's important to recite the Buddha's name. However, Shinran was also critical of his own teacher, Honen Shonin. Honen Shonin says, and when you hear the term to call the Buddha's name while you're standing, sitting, resting, or whatever, that came from Honen Shonin, who was influenced by, again, Shantao. And Shinran asked his teacher, how really important is it to call the Buddha's name all the time? It is said that Renyo Shonin, I'm sorry, not Renyo Shonin, but Honen Shonin, being influenced by Zendo or Shantao, recited the Buddha's name at least 10,000 times a day, Nambandabs, Nambandabs, Nambandabs. And so Shinran, being Shinran, asked the teacher, is it more important to just call the name, or is it more important to have to feel the essence of the name? So there's a slight difference in interpretation, and I like to accept Shinran's interpretation of, to have some sense of understanding in order to have the name come out. And so this concept of feeling something also is important in other schools of Buddhism. In the closest perhaps to Jodo Shinshu, maybe other than the Pure Land School, is Soto Zen. Soto Zen. And the reason I say that is because Soto Zen was founded by a great mind whose name was Dogen, or Dogen Zenji. And I believe that Shinran was older than Dogen, but apparently Dogen and Shinran did meet at a place called Bandoji. And it was a very private conversation, so there are no documents as to what they discussed. However, both agreed in their writings that the essence of the other power coming through us is very important. And so Dogen would say the essence of Zen is to sit and meditate. But who is sitting? And Shinran would say, the essence of Jodo Shinshu, or the Pure Land School, is to call the Buddha's name. But who is calling? Who is reciting the Buddha's name? So it's something for us to ponder upon. But in our school, the answer, or perhaps maybe the lead may be Tariki. It is the Buddha coming through each and every one of us to wake up our inner being, to be able to say with deep gratitude, Namu AMIDA BUTSU. Today we're also observing a very special time. And for the past 5 years, New York Buddhist Church has been participating in the Pride March. I was corrected by one of the people involved with the Pride event. It is not called a Pride Parade, because the connotation is that parade means a celebration, but it's called still a Pride March. Everything has not been fulfilled yet. And therefore, they are trying very hard behind the scenes to make what is known as equal rights available to all beings, regardless of who and what you are and what your beliefs are. And you reminded me as we participate that something happened several years ago, back when I was still in Hawaii. It could have been about 1912, maybe 1913. I'm not exactly sure. But every year, like here at BCA, the members or the representatives from each temple and the ministers get together to look at resolutions and to agree or disagree upon them. On this particular occasion, there was a resolution that, because it has become very controversial, that Buddhism recognizes same-gender relationships. The word marriage was not used until 1 or 2 years later. And so when the resolution came, the person who presented the resolution went to explain what it meant. And the person said, and I respect this person very much, I don't have permission to use his name right now, so I'll just say that this person is well known in Hawaii. Introduced this because he said, it's about time that Buddhism take a more active role in what's going on in our community and within our society as well. And so he brought up this resolution to say that we, as a social body, as a Honganji or as a religious group, sanction or recognize the fact that same-gender relationships are a form of equality. And he based it upon, as I studied the teachings of the Buddha, there's nothing in there that says it's wrong. And supposedly it was the longest discussion we ever had in Hawaii. It went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Of course, people wanted to make sure that there was nothing in the Dharma, the teachings, that said that it was right or it was wrong. And it came to the point where I also spoke in support of this resolution. And the reason I chose to support this resolution was because, as a minister, we hear many, many different things. And quite often, mothers would come to me and said, "Sensei, can I speak to you?" I said, "Sure." And some of the discussions were based upon my son or my daughter is gay. And it's very sad, the mother would say, to be among her peers or her friends, and they start talking about gays and how wrong it is and this and that, this and that. And she held it inside. But one day she said, "Sensei, I couldn't hold it back anymore. My tears were coming out when they were, being judgmental against my son." So I quietly said, "My son is gay." It was at that point, she said, everything just became very quiet and the conversation changed. And this is not just the first time. I've heard it many times from different individuals. And I say with confidence, there is nothing in the Buddhist teachings, there's nothing in Jodo Shinshu that says it's wrong. Buddhism is based upon equality. Because Shakyamuni Buddha himself, although not much is written about it, was very much against discrimination. And at the time that he was there, of course, the Hindu tradition was very strong. And because of the social structure at that time, there was something called the caste system. And so Shakyamuni said, this is not right. And so using the Dharma as a tools by which everyone could be recognized as being equals, he challenged, or he went to give a more universal point of view about being discriminated against. It is said that during his time, Shakyamuni was able to resolve or negate the caste system. And even within his own Sangha, or his brotherhood or followers, there were those who came from the caste of the untouchables. They were cast from the higher levels, because his own cousins, Devadatta and Ananda, were also involved. So there are people of various castes, and to the Buddha, the word Sangha means everyone has a sense of equality, everyone is accepted as being a brother. So as I reflect upon even the readings that we do, and today I said the word faith is referred to now as being true and trusting. But in the Buddhist tradition, as I was told by my peers, that the word faith does exist. It is the Buddha's faith in each and every one of us. It is the Buddha's heart and mind that understands what each and every one of us is going through. So the Buddha believes in each and every one of us, and the Buddha does not in any way discriminate, because that's not what Buddhism is about. If you look closely at the Eightfold Path, it's about having a right view of how we perceive things, how we perceive our thoughts, how we perceive our speech, how we perceive our behavior, our livelihood, our efforts, our mindfulness, and our concentration. We should be, as this is being the basis of our teachings, be mindful of all of these things, because it does have an impact. When I spoke up in support of that particular resolution in Hawaii many years ago, I asked those who are assembled, is there anybody here whose family does not have someone involved with being LGBT? And how painful it is for us as Buddhists to be able to hide it. The place went dead quiet. So after that, the president said we should vote. And Hawaii is perhaps the first religious group that recognizes LGBT. It is the first religious group that went on record to say this is what we represent. And of course, there were a lot of people who were not sure what the effect would be. However, the bishop said to me, we received many letters from groups here on the mainland that say we're very grateful that someone spoke out. That a group such as the Honganji or the Buddhist community spoke up in support of equality. So I believe in this human rights, and now we are also going through many, many different things. So I hope that this observance, unfortunately we're not able to participate in the march, will happen next year, and we can all join together to say that we believe in equality. So as we come to today to reflect upon what's going on, again, New Yorkers, thank you for your support and following the guidelines. Apparently, if everything goes well, we're going to enter phase 3 very soon. I'm not sure exactly when. However, just be aware that the pandemic is still here. And if you successfully want to go into phase 3 and eventually phase 4, because right now New York has become the example for others, we need to be vigilant. We need to be mindful of the rules and what got us this far. As human beings, sometimes we forget. And sometimes I believe that some of us are forgetting that the pandemic still exists. But it still exists, and when you look at the numbers and reports from other states, it's there, friends, it's still there. So please be mindful. And today being the last Sunday of June where we usually participate in the march, I'd like to extend my greatest aloha to the family of LGBTs, as well as to all of you, the parents, the families who support your LGBT family as well. So in closing, I'd just like to say thank you for your support of New York Buddhist Church, and also, please be well. In reverence to Amida's compassion, wondrous compassion, we express our deepest gratitude in response by calling the Buddha's most honored name, Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu. If you are able to, please join me in singing our closing gatha, Nembutsu. Namu Amida, Namu Amida, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Namu Amida, Namu Amida Butsu. Namandav, Samandav, Samandav, Samandav. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.
Thank you for joining us for today's service. If you came in late, you may watch it replayed in full on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/New York Buddhist Church. And if you have questions for Reverend Earl, please go to the New York Buddhist Church website, newyorkbuddhistchurch.org, and click on Contact Us. And your questions will be forwarded to Reverend Earl, and he may even answer live during our next service. You may also read Reverend Earl's weekly messages there. We have implemented online donations on our website. We greatly appreciate your donation. You may also download our yearly membership form from the website. New York Buddhist Church is a nonprofit that relies on your donations to operate on an ongoing and provide ongoing support for the mission of sharing the Buddha Dharma and the teachings of Shinran Shonin. Please support us. Now, I believe there is going to be a link for Zoom. Is that correct, Sensei? After this service, there will be an extra link on YouTube and I believe on Facebook about a little Dharma hangout. Have some virtual coffee or tea, and we could all talk and socialize virtually online in safe measures. And we hope to see you there. Namu, AMIDA Butsu.
Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida